Welcome to episode 2 of Inclusion with Mansi. I'm your host, Mansi Chandorkar. Each week, we're going to discuss various areas of inclusion and how you can be an inclusion champion. Today, we are going to explore what is not inclusion. In the previous episode, we discussed that inclusive education allows students of all backgrounds to learn and grow side by side to the benefit of all. It is an opportunity to come together rather than drift apart. We also discussed how inclusion is a belief system. It begins with the belief that every child has strengths to build upon, interests to share, and experiences to honor. In today's episode, we will explore what is and what is not inclusive education. We will look at 4 terms today, namely exclusion, segregation, integration, and inclusion. To understand these terms better, we shall continue the example of attending a party from the previous episode. The first example is that there's a party, but you are the only one who does not get an invitation for it. So this would mean that you are excluded from the party. This leads us to our first term, exclusion. This would be when students with disabilities or minorities are denied access to education in any form. You may have come across schools which will say that we do not admit students with special needs or anyone that needs support. This is rather unfortunate. The second example is that you get invited to the party, but you're not allowed to participate in any of the activities or eat with everyone. You're free to move around, but you're completely neglected and not included in anything. You're just there. This leads us to our second term, segregation. Here the thinking is that the students do need to study, but not in the same environment as other neurotypical or non-disabled students. This would be when certain students would probably get admission in the mainstream schools, but with no support. There are no special educators or counselors in the school, or the school does not believe that they belong there. However, they give admission as it's compulsory by the government. They just exist there. This would not be the most ideal way to spend anyone's time, right? Well, on the other hand, there are also special schools where students can study and receive different instruction as per their level of functioning. This is like a special party for you and more people like you, so you can all participate in all the activities, eat and have fun together. This is a necessary space for many students, but not all students with disabilities or diverse backgrounds need the special schools. In our next example, let's say you get invited for a party, but once you are there, you have limited access to what you're allowed to do. Maybe you can play one game with everyone and say eat only 2 dishes. The rest of it is not for you. There's a separate space where you can go to eat more or play different games or do different activities, but without your friends. This leads us to our third term called integration. Most of the mainstream schools would be practicing this. This is a step closer to inclusion. Here, the students may be integrated in the mainstream class for co-curricular activities like dance, art, music, or sports. However, for all or some academic work, they are in a separate space like a resource room. Here they study at their level of functioning with one-on-one instructions or a small group instruction. And for our final example, you not only get invited for the party, but you also have access to all the activities and all the food. Finally, you can eat anything and everything you like. The food is kept at varying heights so everyone can reach them. The various games keep everyone engaged. All present have a great time and go home with a return gift. Isn't this wonderful? This leads us to our fourth term, inclusion. Here, we can see adaptations in the learning environment like design and physical structures, teaching methods and curriculum, as well as culture, policy, and practice of education so that they are accessible to all students without discrimination. We must remember that just placing students with disabilities within the mainstream classes without these adaptations does not constitute of inclusion. So I hope that you are clear of the 4 terms that we have discussed today. And to conclude today's episode, I'd like to let you all know that since October is Dyslexia Awareness Month, we will hear some voices of individuals with dyslexia about their journey and their experiences. I hope you're excited to hear the interviews. Thank you so much for tuning in to Inclusion with Mansi. If you've enjoyed today's episode, do share the podcast with your family and friends. I would love to hear your feedback. You can connect with me on my Facebook page or Instagram at Inclusion with Mansi. You may also email me at inclusionwithmansi@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. Until next time, remember to share our similarities and celebrate our differences.